XXX. Beowulf narrates his adventures to Higlac. It well may discomfit the prince of the Heathobards and each of the thanemen of earls that attend him, when he goes to the building escorting the woman, that a noble-born Daneman the knights should be feasting. 5 there gleam on his person the leavings of elders hard and ring-bright, Heathobards' treasure, while they wielded their arms, till they misled to the battle their own dear lives and beloved companions. He saith at the banquet who the caller beholdeth, 10 an ancient ash warrior who earlmen's destruction clearly recalleth, cruel his spirit. Sadly beginneth sounding the youthful Thane champion's spirit through the thoughts of his bosom, war grief to waken, and this word answer speaketh. Ingeld is stirred up to break the truce. 15 art thou able, my friend, to know when thou seest at the brand which thy father bare to the conflict in his latest adventure? Neath visor of helmet, the dearly loved iron, where Danemen did slay him, and brave-mooded Scyldings on the fall of the heroes. 20 when vengeance was sleeping, the slaughter-place wielded. E'en now some man of the murderer's progeny exulting in ornaments enters the building, boasts of his bloodshedding, off-beareth the jewel which thou shouldst wholly hold in possession. 25 so he urgeth and mindeth on every occasion with woe-bringing words, till waxeth the season when the woman's thane for the works of his father. The bill having bitten, blood-gory sleepeth, fated to perish. The other one thence'ward 30 scapeth alive, the land knoweth thoroughly. Then the oaths of the earlmen on each side are broken, when rancors unresting are raging in Ingeld, and his wife-love waxeth less warm after sorrow. So the Heathobards favour not faithful, I reckon, 35 their part in the treaty not true to the Danemen, their friendship not fast. I further shall tell thee. Having made these preliminary statements, I will now tell thee of Grendel, the monster. More about Grendel, that thou fully mayst hear, ornament-giver, what afterward came from the handrush of heroes. When heaven's bright jewel 40 o'er earth fields had glided, the stranger came raging, the horrible night fiend, us for to visit, where wholly unharmed the hall we were guarding. Honsio fell first. To Honsio happened a hopeless contention, death to the doomed one, dead he fell foremost, 45 girded war champion. To him Grendel became then, to the vassal distinguished, a tooth-weaponed murderer, the well-beloved henchman's body all swallowed. Not the earlier off empty of hand did the bloody-toothed murderer, mindful of evils, 50 wished to escape from the gold-giver's palace, but sturdy of strength he strove to outdo me, hand-ready grappled. A glove was suspended spacious and wondrous, in art fetters fastened, which was fashioned entirely by touch of the craftsman 55 from the dragon's skin by the devil's devices. He down in its depths would do me unsadly one among many, deed-doer raging, though sinless he saw me. Not so could it happen when I in my anger upright did stand. 60 t's too long, to recount how requital I furnished for every evil to the earlmen's destroyer. I reflected honor upon my people. 'Twas there, my prince, that I proudly distinguished thy land with my labors. He left and retreated, he lived his life a little while longer. 65, yet his right hand guarded his footstep in Heorot, and sad-mooded thence to the sea-bottom fell he, mournful in mind. For the might-rush of battle, King Hrothgar lavished gifts upon me. The friend of the Scyldings, with gold that was plated, with ornaments many, much requited me 70 when daylight had dawned, and down to the banquet we had sat us together. There was chanting and joyance. The age-stricken Scylding asked many questions and of old times related. Oft light-ringing harp-strings, joy-telling wood, were touched by the brave one. 75 now he uttered measures, mourning and truthful. Then the large-hearted land king a legend of wonder truthfully told us. Now troubled with years, the old king is sad over the loss of his youthful vigor. The age-hoary warrior afterward began to mourn for the might that marked him in youth days. 80 his breast within boiled, when burdened with winters much he remembered. From morning till night then, we joyed us therein as etiquette suffered, till the second night season came unto earth folk. Then early thereafter, the mother of Grendel. Grendel's mother. 85 was ready for vengeance, wretched she journeyed, her son had death ravished, the wrath of the Geatmen. The horrible woman avenged her offspring, and with mighty main strength murdered a hero. Aesir falls a prey to her vengeance. There the spirit of Aesir, aged adviser, 90 was ready to vanish. Nor when morn had lightened were they anywise suffered to consume him with fire, folk of the Danemen, the death-weakened hero, nor the beloved liegeman to lay on the pyre. She suffered not his body to be burned, but ate it. She the corpse had off-carried in the clutch of the foeman 95, neath mountain brook's flood. To Hrothgar, 'twas saddest of pains that ever had preyed on the chieftain. By the life of thee the land prince then me besought very sadly, in sea currents it is to display my prowess, to peril my safety 100 might deeds accomplish. Much did he promise. I sought the creature in her den. I found then the famous fled current's cruel, horrible depth warder. A while unto us 2 hand was in common. The currents were seething with gore that was clotted, and Grendel's fierce mothers. And hewed her head off. 105 head I off-hacked in the hall at the bottom with huge reaching sword edge. Hardly I wrested my life from her clutches. Not doomed was I then. Jewels were freely bestowed upon me. But the warden of earlmen afterward gave me jewels in quantity, kinsman of Healfdene. For Lifigend, 2063, a mere conjecture, Wygend has been suggested. The line would then read, escapeth by fighting, knows the land thoroughly. For Feithmum, grs conjecture b. Proposes Ferunga. These 3 half-verses would then read, she bore off the corpse of her foe suddenly under the mountain torrent. The phrase thine life, 2132, was long rendered with thy presupposed permission. The verse would read, the land prince then sadly besought me, with thy presupposed permission, etc. XXXI. Gift giving is mutual.